Okay, everything you've heard about Thailand is a lie. We're gonna bust some myths today. You ready? Let's go. Hey, it's a beautiful, cool morning here in Bangkok, Thailand. JJ the Lonely Bull in Asia here, right outside of the M Quartier Mall. I'm at the Moza, and I'm waiting for my latte to come. So let's talk about it. Lies about Thailand. We'll do some myth busting too. Let you know if these are true or false. All right, let's get started. First of all, Thailand is just for sex tourism. That's a big no, that's false. Now, I will say that there are a lot of people that come here to Thailand, specifically Bangkok and Pattaya, to imbibe in the adult entertainment industry. I guess that's a nice way to say that. But there's other people that come here for completely other things. So it's not just about the sex. Is it? No, it's not. People come here, the backpackers, a lot of backpackers come here to just enjoy Bangkok and do trips up and down north and south in Thailand. Couples come here. You'll see a lot of couples here doing, honeymoons if they're married, or just coming out here for a vacation, and just, single people coming out here on vacation. So it's not just the sex tourism. And also, they come out here with the intent of living here and retiring here. So that's part of it as well. So that's a big no on that. Okay, number two, everybody in Thailand smokes weed. Now that's also, that's not true. Now, there are a lot of cannabis shops. If you walk up and down Sukhumvit Road here in Bangkok, it's like looking at Starbucks in Seattle. That's about how many you see. At least one on every corner, pretty much from Phrom Phong down to Nana Plaza. And you'll see them everywhere. And it's very prevalent. The weed, the edibles, the little brownies, everything that you could possibly imagine is available for sale here. A couple of years ago, they made it legal. So, and you've got all these stores. But it's not all about that. I don't smoke. I don't chew the chewables. I don't do any of that stuff. So I'm more about enjoying the food, So it's not just about that. It's not really all about that. Now, there are people that come here just for that purpose, but it's not just for that. Myth number three, Thailand is a third world country, and that's another false. It is not a third world country. That term was used back during the Cold War to distinguish what countries were pro-US and NATO and what countries were pro-Russia communist bloc. So actually, Thailand is an upper middle class economy according to World Bank. So it's more of a developing and emerging economy. They want to call it a newly industrialized country. So that's kind of where Thailand is at now. So if you walk around Bangkok, you're going to see modern buildings. You're going to see modern infrastructure. You're going to see modern transportation. So if you have that mindset of third world country, you're not going to see that when you come to Thailand, especially in Bangkok. Myth number four, Thailand is dangerous. Not really. I mean, personally, as far as personal safety, it's as safe as most countries. Probably safer than the country you're from, especially if you're from the West. So I would say that Thailand's as safe as most countries are. The only issue with safety would be if you ride a motorcycle. Motorcycle accidents and deaths through motorcycle accidents are one of the highest, if not the highest, rates in the world. So there's where your danger comes in. But as far as just personal safety, Thailand and Bangkok is as safe as it comes. So don't worry about that. All right, myth number five. Before I get into that, make sure you hit that like button, share and subscribe if you enjoy the content. and hit that notification bell so you get notified when I post new videos. And I do that all the time, at least once a week, probably twice a week. So here we go. Myth number 5, you can't eat the street food. That's a total myth. That's a busted myth. Street food is amazing here. Now, there are countries where I would not suggest eating the street food. One of those is the Philippines. I've lived there for 3 years, and I would not eat the street food there. Here in Thailand, I have no problems. I've never gotten sick eating the street food. It is amazing, and it is cheap, and you will love it once you try it, and you will not want to do anything else. You'll want to eat street food at least 3 or 4 times a week. So street food is safe to eat, and it's delicious. All right, myth number 6, don't drink the water. That is true. As in most Asian countries and a lot of Central American and South American countries, it's not good to drink the water there. The water is potable here, but it's the retention systems or the tanks that they keep it in. Those are old, and the pipes are old, so they're corroded. They've got lots of bacteria that could make you sick. So I would just drink bottled water. You can buy it at 7-Eleven for like 10 baht. It doesn't cost hardly anything. And while you're here, just drink the bottled water. Now, if you're at a restaurant, a nice restaurant, you can drink the service water. It's not a problem because they filter that, and they filter the ice too. So generally speaking, it's not an issue. When you get into the smaller towns, the smaller cities in Thailand or anywhere, Philippines or anywhere in Southeast Asia or wherever you're going, I would be careful. The smaller the village, the less likely they have filtration systems for their water. So I would stick to the bottled water. But here in Bangkok, don't worry about the service water, it's fine. Myth number 7, healthcare is cheap and good in Thailand. That is true. That is very true. You can come to Thailand and get your health issues taken care of for a lot less money than it would cost probably in your home city or home country. And the hospitals are top-notch, especially here in Bangkok. The healthcare is top-notch, and the prices are very, very reasonable. So if you have medical issues that you need to take care of and you can't afford it in your home country, try checking out Thailand. That might be just the thing for you. So healthcare, cheap and good here in Thailand. Okay, myth number 8. You can live on 1,000 US dollars a month. That's kind of a yes and no answer. You can, but will you be comfortable? That's the question. Will you enjoy your life living on 1,000 US dollars a month? For me personally, I couldn't do it. I like to eat out every once in a while. I like to have a beer or two every now and then. I like to travel to other parts of Thailand. So just living here on $1,000 a month US would be difficult. You know, you can find a nice condo in the outskirts of Bangkok that's, you know, $350, $400 a month. So that gives you about $600 to play with. So you can do it, but are you going to be happy? That's the whole thing. To me, it's like I would need at least $1,500 or $2,000 to feel comfortable to have that little bumper, that little extra money set aside. So if something comes up in the middle of the month, you've got that covered. So I would feel really insecure living on $1,000 a month, but you can do it. If you eat street food every day, 3 times a day, you can probably do it. And if you don't do anything else as far as entertainment's concerned, you can probably manage, but I don't think I would want to. All right, myth number 9. It's too much pollution in Thailand, and especially in Bangkok. Just too much pollution. I would say that's a myth. Now, there are months where the pollution will be pretty intense. Those are the burning months, the burning season, when they burn the crops up north and that pollution comes down south, and Bangkok can get affected between January and March. There's some days where it can be really, really bad. But after that, it pretty much clears up. Like today is a great day. when you're in that rainy season, the nice thing about the rainy season is, yeah, it rains, for a couple hours a day, every other day or so. But it's not a big thing because one, it cools things down, and two, the pollution levels are really low. So it's really nice time to be out here is during the rainy season. Right now, it's super cool right where I'm at, and a little overcast, but nice. So pollution's not a thing all year round, just a couple of months out of the year, at the very beginning of the year. That would be my concern. But even then, you can stay indoors or travel farther south, and you'll be fine. All right, myth number 10, Bangkok is too expensive. That would be another yes and no answer. It has gone up in price even since I've moved here back in October, and especially since I've been traveling here for the last almost 3 years now. The prices have gone up, but it's still relatively inexpensive compared to most Western countries. And it's relatively inexpensive compared to a lot of Southeast Asian countries. So, like, I just moved here from the Philippines, and it's cheaper here than in the Philippines for a lot of things. Now, you can spend a lot. I mean, we're in the Prompong area, which is right next to Asok, which is, you've got these 3 huge high-end malls, and I'm outside the M Quartier Mall. But these are high-end malls. Like, I'm looking at a Dior store right here. My latte was 130 baht. Now, I had breakfast earlier this morning down at 39 Craft Coffee, and my Americano coffee was with my breakfast, which is a full Thai breakfast. That only cost me 170 baht there. So just depends where you go. And you can find cheap food, or you can go as high as you want. It's real high end here. If you are one of those kind of people that love to eat out in nice restaurants, go clubbing all the time, you're going to spend a lot more money than if you were the kind of person that likes to eat street food a couple of times a week, maybe cook at home, and maybe just look for the less expensive restaurants rather than the high-end restaurants. Look for those bargains. That's kind of what I do. I like to look for the bargains. I don't like to splurge too much. Once in a while I will, but mostly I won't. So yes, it is expensive here, but not as expensive as you would think. And you can save money if you try. Okay, myth number 11, nobody speaks English in Thailand. That's a myth, especially here in Bangkok and most of the high tourist areas. Most people in retail, bars, restaurants, those places, they speak English, and they speak English pretty well. So you're not going to have a problem. The only time you may have an issue with some Thais, some locals not being able to understand you or not being able to speak any English is when you get out away from the tourist areas, maybe the outskirts of Bangkok, like where I am, for instance. I live on the south end of Bangkok in Samut Prakan area. And if I go to the restaurants there, they don't speak hardly any English. So it can be a little bit of a challenge. If you're in the smaller areas or maybe up in the Isan area, there might be some issues with that too. But in Bangkok and like Pattaya or Phuket or some of those touristy areas, most locals will speak enough English so you can understand them and they can understand you. So it's not really a problem. So that's a myth. All right, myth number 12, Thai girls won't date Farang. That's a myth. Now, you might have a little bit of a challenge if you're an older expat. And when I say Farang, that's the white guys, the Western guys. If you're older and you're trying to date a young Thai girl, like you would in the Philippines, you can probably be 60 plus years old and date a 20-something in the Philippines. You probably aren't going to be able to do that here in Thailand unless it's a transactional, a pay-for-play type thing. But if you're looking for true romance, you're probably going to have to change your age requirements. And that's not to say you're going to lower your standards, because you can find Thai girls in their 30s and even in their 40s that are interested in dating Western guys, Farang, and older guys. So you can be in your 60s, well into your 60s, and find a Thai girl here in her 30s or early 40s, and she'll look like she's in her 20s because Thai girls are beautiful, and they'll be willing to date you. The only issue, though, is with dating Thai girls, they want to make sure they move a little slower than they do in the Philippines as far as that dating process, and they want to make sure you actually live here and are not just here on a holiday. They're not interested. If you're looking for a girl that is looking for a relationship, they're not interested in that holiday boyfriend. And before I get to the last myth and see if we bust that or not, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I would appreciate that. And put in the comments down below if I missed anything. So here we go. Myth number 13, Thai people aren't friendly. That's a total myth. They are super friendly. They're one of the more friendly people I've ever met in the world. And you know, I came from the US, the Midwest, and there's fairly friendly people in the Midwest, but nothing like here. Now, Filipinos are friendly as well. Vietnamese are friendly, Japanese are friendly. Pretty much all Asians are friendly. The only issue might be they may be embarrassed to say hi to you because if their English isn't good or they don't think their English is good, they may be afraid to say anything to you because they don't want to get drawn into a conversation in English because they'll be embarrassed that they don't know it. So that's a lot of the times you will see, and this happens especially in Japan. I see it a lot in Japan that they will avoid contact with you because they're afraid of that. It's not that they're not friendly. Now in Thai, if you walk by a Thai person and you say "Sawadee krap," they light up. They love it when you try to assimilate to their culture and you try to speak their language. They love it. Even if you don't say it right, you try to talk in Thai and you're not quite there, they may laugh, but they're happy that you're trying. So they're friendly people, so don't worry about that. So there's my list. See what you think. Like, share, and subscribe. And as always, live life, my friend, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.